What's up everyone, it's 2025 already. I'm gonna try to stay more consistent this year. This is gonna be my first Tuesday tips. I'm gonna try to do this every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, so it's not gonna be next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that, just to be more consistent with my uploading videos. And I also wanna, leave this as a conversation just to other photographers, new and seasoned professionals. And in this video, I'm just gonna talk about 5 things I think new photographers should hear and seasoned photographers and professional photographers should remember. And I think the first one is photography gear. The best camera and gear doesn't always give you the best photos, especially if you're just brand new. For seasoned and professional photographers, I think you already know where you stand. You already know what you want, what kind of lighting you need, what kind of camera lenses you need, what kind of, other equipment you need to really get those photos. But for a new photographer, if you just bought a $5,000 setup, it will not give you the photos you want, especially if you are brand new. You're gonna take a picture and you're just gonna be really underwhelmed just because there's a few factors. You don't know how to use the camera. You don't really understand the composition of photos. And the truth is you're just really inexperienced. You can't just get a brand new camera and expect amazing images from it. I know the brands market it that way, but trust me on this one, it takes time to really improve your photography, but keep at it. You eventually will learn how to get better pictures, and if it's pictures you like, more to you, for real. And you don't need to share that to anyone else. If you like those pictures, more to you. But if you really want to grow as a photographer, that gear, that brand new gear, is not gonna give you the best pictures right away. And number 2 is the learning curve. Learning your camera and photography is a marathon. It is not a race. Just remember that. So if you just bought like a $6,000 camera, slow down, learn what features it has from the manual, and just go from there. I know it can be really overwhelming, but just take it day by day, and you will learn what the camera can do and what its features are. And if you want to learn more, you can always go on social media and see what pictures you like and just kind of copy, but don't straight up copy the work. Get inspired by the work they do. And then, after you're taking pictures for a year or 2, you can come back and look at your work and see how much you've improved. And number 3, you won't be great at everything, especially for photography. And again, speaking to the new photographers, I know you want to do weddings, portraits, events, cars, food, everything, travel, street photography. But just remember that you won't be great at everything. For example, for me, I thought I was gonna be great at weddings, portraits, everything, until I found my own niche. And I feel like maybe 2 or 3 things I'm really good at, but the rest I am not good at. I am not good at landscape. I am not good at street photography. I am not good at, food photography. So much more, but I feel like I'm really good at car photography, portraits, and family events. But again, I'm thinking at a level of where I'm at, I think I'm just right below being, a really good photographer for the stuff I do. But just remember, pay attention to the feedback you get too. Don't listen to those comments on social media that just gives you a 1-sentence critique. But if you do get those comments where that person is giving you like a 3-paragraph feedback, read those, because that can be really helpful. But don't take it to heart. You can even DM them and go from there, because those kinds of people on social media are really trying to help you grow as a photographer. Now, number 4, I think, is one that turns a lot of photographers away, is the rejection process. So for example, if you've entered a contest and you got rejected, if you ask clients to be their photographer and you get declined, it can be pretty painful, or just critical feedback on your work. That rejection can be pretty hard, but just see this as a learning process. Don't give up. Keep at it, keep doing what you're doing, because I don't think if you give up, you never know how high you'll reach too. When I first started out photography, I just had the 18-55 lens. I was taking pictures, and I got the 55-200 lens, and I was just like, I don't even know where to go from here, and I got a lot of feedback. I read online, because this is the early days of social media. Got a lot of bad feedback, and it just crushed my, photography dreams. I was just like, I'm never gonna be as good as these people, but I just kind of ignored those comments, and thankfully I have a few photography friends the past few years, and they've been great with helping me become the photographer I am today. If you can, find a photographer group, that's really helpful. I would say start at social media first. If you have a local photography group or club, join them. I think they'll be more than happy to help you out. But just remember, celebrate the small wins too. For example, if you got like 8th place in a competition, or your picture got like 10 likes, that's 10 people that liked it. So just imagine 10 people just coming by and liking and just standing there looking at your picture. That's a lot of people. 10 people. If you got 100 plus likes, that's a lot. That's almost like a theater right there. A theater full of people just looking at your picture, and they all liked it. I'm happy with just 10 people, 20 people liking my pictures. I feel like that's more than enough. But I really do appreciate everyone that's been following me and being really engaging with my content too. So I just want to say, even if you have like 1 or 2 likes, keep at it, because I feel like that's just part of social media. You just have to keep on posting, and you will eventually improve your photography. And last but not least, I know there's a lot more, but 5 is networking. I think you should, as a photographer, network as much as possible with other photographers, especially if they're specializing in specific niches. For example, I know a photographer that specializes in maternities and family. They didn't do any car photography or anything, but when I have questions, or they have questions about car photography or posing or anything like that, I'm more than happy to give them some tips here and there. And when I have questions about like maternities or posing certain models, I have those photographers to network with and to conversate with to get ideas. So it's amazing to network with photographers that you have an interest in, especially if it's a photography niche that you really like. I would just say collaborate as much as you can with other photographers, just to kind of get an idea of how they work, what their workflow is, and how they do photo shoots. I feel like those collaborations, especially photography collaborations, are super helpful. I think you'll see a few videos on on YouTube here about photographer walks or photographer collaborations. Those are actually the best way to really learn and really own your photography skills. So network, especially if you want to grow in your photography niche. So those are the 5 things I think new and seasoned photographers should learn and remember. Because I've been seeing a lot on social media about especially seasoned photographers or professional photographers telling new photographers and just slamming them about how bad their work is. And I feel like that's just a horrible way to learn, and especially if it's just getting your first feedback. Those photographers just have super high egos. They probably just bought their $6,000 camera and they think they are the best photographers because they bought a really expensive camera and lens, when in reality it doesn't work that way. Experience matters in this industry. Being a really helpful photographer will bring you a lot further compared to someone that has a high ego and doesn't help people. I'm on the end where you need to help those other photographers to grow. Being a lone wolf isn't going to make you better. It's just gonna make you stuck where you are. And I feel like once you go to these, as I said earlier, you go to photography collaborations and speak with those photographers, you will learn, and it will open your mind to different types of photography, different ways to learn, different ways to shoot. Maybe I'll do a photography collaboration one of these days. But yeah, those are my 5 things for my Tuesday tips. If you have any questions or anything else that I missed, I know there's a lot more tips. Those are only 5. Leave a comment below, because I'm gonna try to keep this more consistent on Tuesdays. If you've gotten this far in this video, I just want to say thanks for listening. If I missed anything, or you have any thoughts on any of those 5s, let me know, because I would like to hear what you think as a new photographer or a seasoned or professional photographer. Let me know in the comments what you've been through. How did you get to where you were? What was your first camera? Who was your mentor? What did you learn from them? And so much more. So I'd like to hear your stories. And yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. See ya.